NFL season at 6:30, which means I come out with this week's power rankings, the power rankings, top 5 teams in the NFL going into week 8. So we do have an honorable mention. I want to throw it out there. I'm going to put it out there for the guys back in Vegas East. Cam Pratt, Pat Costello, our resident Eagles fans. I'm going to put it out there. The Philadelphia Eagles are honorable mention this week for my power rankings.
Which means they're not in the power rankings.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, 300-yard passing day. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith going off. I'm going to put some respect on the Eagles' name, but I don't feel like I can trust them enough to put them in my top 5 right now.
The 5-2 defending world champions coming off a win?
Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, I respect it.
The 2 previous losses.
That Giants loss was awful.
The 2 previous losses, I don't know.
Okay.
It kind of jaded me a little bit. I'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
You'll have plenty of time for your objections and your omissions. So, Pat Costello, if you will.
Number 5.
The Los Angeles Rams. 5 touchdowns and no picks for Stafford on Sunday against the Jags. No turnovers without Puka Nacua. He leads the league in touchdown passes with 17 to only 2 picks. Defensively, Byron Young leads the NFL in sacks. Their front leads the league in quarterback knockdowns. They're second in sacks, and they're second in points allowed. If I'm nitpicking, the running game leaves something to be desired. In situational football on offense, third down, red zone, goal to go, needs to improve. But on the whole, the LA Rams, they are who we thought they were. One of the teams that's going to be in the mix when it's all said and done in the NFC. LA Rams checking in at number 5.
I'm interested to see if the 2 teams who are technically above them in the standings in the NFC West will make it onto this list.
Okay.
I think the Rams, I will continue to say, are hiding in plain sight. They won a Super Bowl with the same coach and quarterback a few years ago. They're in Los Angeles, California. They're on ESPN LA. They're hyped up like crazy. And yet we don't talk about them enough as why can't they do this? Why can't they win it all again? We always talk about the 2 things, coach, quarterback. Who's complaining about that if that guy is healthy? And everyone has said to me, I've talked to people about this that cover the Rams. They said the whole McVay retirement thing, that was a thing. Not anymore. Don't even think about that anymore. Now, again,
don't even think about it.
$20 million could be thrown in front of him for a broadcasting gig.
That'll do it.
And then he'll start to think about it.
That'll do it. Next.
Number 4.
Seattle Seahawks.
There we go.
Seahawks defense is top tier. They got 3 stops on 4th down last night in their win against the Houston Texans. They pressured C.J. Stroud on 20 dropbacks, and now they have 106 pressures on the season, which is tied for the Denver Broncos for most in the NFL. The Seahawks are also the number 1 rush defense in the league. Couple that with an offense that leads the league in explosive plays and a quarterback that's top 5 in passer rating. Also, it's worth noting that JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, leads the league in receiving by almost 200 yards.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
He accounts for 46% of Seattle's passing yards, which is the highest rate in the NFL. And Darnold has a 96.6 QBR when targeting him. So probably a good idea to throw the ball in number 11. He dunks on everybody. Literally did it last night in the end zone. Add it all up, and you have the makings of a team that can win the most competitive division in all of football.
I'm so glad you brought that up about JSN because I saw that stat this morning as well. And I shockingly was thinking we're not talking enough about how dominant he's been so far this season.
We're not talking enough about it, but they're going to be talked about in my power rankings.
Good.
Let's go. Next.
Number 3.
Detroit Lions, 3-1-3, stand up. 12 straight wins following a loss. Stayed more in character this week against the Bucs as opposed to what we saw in Arrowhead. They ran the offense through Jahmyr Gibbs, got the ball to St. Brown early. Defensively, they played way more man coverage, which is what they typically do, stayed out of those zones. That secondary challenged the Tampa receivers in the pass rush, led by Hutch, teed off. That was a culture win for Detroit. It's how they want to play. It's how they want to win. The quarterback has to clean up some of the mistakes, too many turnovers and empty possessions in plus territory, 3 to be exact. But on the whole, a lot to like about how the Detroit Lions dismantled the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Detroit Lions checking in at number 3 on my power rankings.
I am fascinated to know 1 and 2 because the Detroit Lions are not currently technically a first-place team. The team that is in first place, Michelle's Green Bay Packers, beat the Lions, yet I don't know anyone that thinks the Lions aren't better than the Packers right now. This is weird, so let's see what happens with 2 and 1 here.
Well, these are power rankings, not standings. Next.
Number 2.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Smalls.
There they are.
They're back.
They're a third-place team by the standings thing.
They're back. They may have never left. They dominated the Las Vegas Raiders 31-0 in a game where the defense allowed 3 first downs and held Vegas to 30 total plays. Offensively, Rashee Rice's return somehow feels understated based on how transformative his presence was on the field. Double-digit targets, multiple touchdowns, but more importantly, it was the overall flow of the passing game being better. Kansas City had 30 first downs, 16 of which came through the air. And then, oh, by the way, Mahomes accounted for over 300 total yards and logged back-to-back games with 3 passing touchdowns and no picks for the first time since 2020. Kansas City Chiefs checking in second on my power rankings.
So annoying. I know where you're going to go for number 1, and you had to, but I'm curious if there was the thought of putting the Chiefs 1.
No.
Okay.
No thought about it at all. You ready, Evan Cohen?
Yeah, I'm very
you look
flabbergasted by who's left off of this list.
There's a lot of teams left off.
Distraught. Okay, well, it's going to lead to some healthy conversation here. But there can only be one number 1.
Number 1.
The Indianapolis Colts! Let's go! Teddy Bruschi, do you believe in the Colts now? Teddy Bruschi, do you believe in the Colts now? The best offense in the NFL on Sunday against the Chargers. They scored on 6 of their first 7 possessions and only settled for a field goal once. Indy scores on 63.5% of their drives, which is the best mark in the NFL by far. Jonathan Taylor leads the league in rushing, and the defense is top 5 in pressures and takeaways. They're physical, they're smart, they're connected. The sum is greater than the individual parts. It is a quintessential team. They could stand to add a little more pass rush at the deadline, but overall, this is a group that is more than capable of beating anyone in the playoffs, especially if said playoff game is at the drum. The Indianapolis Colts, top dogs in my Week 8 power rankings. So there is the list, the Candy power rankings for Week 8 of the National Football League. The Indianapolis Colts, number 1. Kansas City Chiefs, number 2. Detroit Lions, number 3. Seattle Seahawks, number 4. Los Angeles Rams, number 5. Smalls, you are my accountability partner. Any objections, any omissions?
There's a lot of teams left off this list, CC, that you can make an argument for, but what about the 5-2 San Francisco 49ers?
You believe in the 49ers?
They're winning games. They're finding ways to win.
No, but you didn't answer my question. Do you believe in the San Francisco 49ers?
I do not.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So why'd you bring
But they have a great argument to be on the list.
What about the Bucs? They lost. I mean, last night they lost. The Bucs are pretty damn good.
Last night they lost, and on top of that, they have to deal with a significant injury.
This is
The
a wild
Eagles, the
one.
Packers were left off the list.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd sneak the Patriots in there.
They got consideration.
I was going to say, I understand why you would go with the Rams. But
I'm cautiously optimistic about Drake May and Mike Vrabel, what they're building up there in Foxborough, but they didn't make the cut this week.
sitting there atop the division,
I
the game
know,
over
but
the
the
Bills.
5 touchdown passes from Matt Stafford were undeniable.
Okay.
Like, without Puka Nacua, being able to go to work with Devontae Adams, all those tight ends, Matt Stafford completed passes to 10 different receivers on Sunday.
Damn.
It is insane. And listen, if his back holds up, the Los Angeles Chargers are going on a deep playoff
Rams.
run. I mean, Los Angeles Rams, not the Chargers. Chargers might not even make the playoffs.
888 say ESPN. 888 729
are going to go on a deep playoff run. And Stafford's back can
3776.
hold up.
Let's do this. Put 1 on, 1 off of CC's power rankings, right? 1 on, 1 off. You're not going to redo the whole thing. He has Indy 1, Kansas City 2, Lions 3, Seahawks 4, Rams 5. My 1 on, 1 off, I'd put the Eagles on, and I'd put the Seahawks off. I know how well the Seahawks are playing, but that's mine. That's my 1 on, 1 off.
So you make it sound like you hate my list.
I don't love it this week. I don't love it.
He doesn't love
I'm not
it.
in love with it. Don't love it. I've loved other ones better.
Wow.
The Eagles are back on track. The Bucs
They're
lost
not back
one
on track.
game.
They can't run the ball.
They don't need to if they're going to throw like that.
So they don't. The Philadelphia.
This isn't in the moment.
You're saying that the Philadelphia Eagles can get back to the Super Bowl if they can't run the ball.
That's not what I said. This is an in-the-moment power ranking.
Am I speaking English?
I'm hearing you.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand the words coming out of your mouth. I got
you understand the words? You're saying that it doesn't matter that they can't
That's
run the
not
ball.
what I'm
you
saying.
You just said that.
Hold
this
on.
is an in-the-moment power ranking.
Let me decipher here. You're saying because they won the game and the passing attack got going, Jalen Hurts looked really good, that we should acknowledge as the defending Super Bowl champs that are still atop the division that they deserve to be on the power rankings.
That's right.
So beating a backup quarterback in Minnesota is more noteworthy than the back-to-back losses that they had to the Broncos and the Giants.
Yep, for me. By the way, you don't have the Broncos on there. You don't have the Eagles on there. You don't have the Bucks on there. You don't have the Bills on there, who I know are not a first-place team, but blind faith in them coming off of a bye.
So does that make it worse or better that the Eagles lost to two teams that are not on my power ranking?
Well, I think you could make the argument the Broncos deserve to be in there. 1 on, 1 off of CC's power rankings. Indy 1, KC 2, Detroit 3, Seahawks 4, Rams 5. I'm taking Seattle off, despite how great they were last night. I'm putting on Philadelphia. Smalls, you're 1 on, 1 off? You're taking, you put the Niners in or no? We'll get yours coming out as well.
I would probably take the Seahawks off, and I know that they lost last night, but put the Bucks in.
Man,
Okay,
y'all
very
don't
fair.
stop disrespecting
888-SAY-ESPN,
They're
888-729-3776. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
1 off, 888-SAY-ESPN and the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Nick in Milwaukee watching on ESPN2. You're 1 on and 1 off of the list. What do you got, Nick?
Yeah, he's got to get off the Seahawks and put on the Patriots or the Bills.
Seahawks out, Patriots or Bills in. That's interesting. Thank you for the phone call. Coming off of last night, we do have a Seahawks win over the Texans. I don't know how
Seahawks
impressive.
dominated
I don't even know
the
how
Texans.
impressive that win is anymore.
Because the Texans aren't good?
Yeah, and this is the problem for me.
You can only play who's on your schedule.
Understood. The thing that's an issue for me with Seattle, and it's so unfair to the nature of the way in which the power rankings are done, the way in which Sam Darnold finished the year last year, I'm projecting in my head he finishes that way this year. But that's not fair through 7 games because they are what they are. 5-2, their defense is great. Mike McDonald has done a heck of a job in year 2 as a head coach here for them. And Darnold has continued where he left off in Minnesota here with Seattle, as we saw last night. In addition, I think there's an argument to be made that we could release the Ohio State wide receiver power rankings every single week because JSN may have now supplanted Emeka Egbuka after last night. Injury obviously played a factor into that. Jared in California watching on ESPN. 1 in, 1 out from the power rankings. What do you got, Jared?
You got to take out the Seahawks. Their win was really not that impressive. You got to put on the Broncos. Look what they've done the last 2 weeks. Being shut out, came back from behind. Everybody's healthy. And you got to take out the Seahawks and put the Broncos on.
All right, let's talk about that.
So the Broncos' last 2 wins were impressive?
Well, let's go through this for a second. So if you look at this Seahawks wins, at the Steelers, home against the Saints, at the Cardinals, at the Jaguars, home against the Texans. I would say they have good wins. I don't know that they have a great win, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: these are not standings; they're power rankings.
Right. So then let's compare it now to Denver, right? In terms of what Denver has done, the comeback. So I guess it all depends on how you look at the comeback. Do you look at how in the world are you down 19-0 to a rookie quarterback at home, or do you look at
that part?
Okay, so that's
that part.
Yeah, and that's why you keep them out.
If you watch the game, they did nothing for the first 3 quarters. As a matter of fact, if you look at the last several games, they've done nothing for the first 3 quarters of those games and then turned it on at the end and somehow miraculously won. How long can you continue to live like that? Bo Nix, that offense, they got to figure it out. And I don't know if that's Sean Payton adopting a no-huddle offense earlier in the game. But
You're saying chaos is better for them in a way?
Well, I think Bo Nix plays better sped up.
Okay.
Like it's obvious when they play with tempo, when they play with pace, he's a better quarterback. And it's more familiar to him because that's the style that he played at Oregon with Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long you can continue to live like that in the NFL and come out on the right side of these games. Now, I love the Denver Broncos defense, but that is a defense that let Jackson Dart hang 30-plus points on them.
Yeah.
And that was a game that the Giants should have won if their place kicker could make 2 extra points.
Yeah, they gave that one away.
Color me unimpressed with the win against the Giants. I am underwhelmed with their win against the New York Jets. Again, they can't keep playing like this and expect for me to consider them amongst the best teams in the National Football League.
And you could consider it a good win over the Eagles, but their other wins are versus the Titans, the Bengals, the Jets, and the Giants.
And the Eagles weren't the Eagles then, right?
And the Eagles
But
weren't
that
the
is
Eagles.
the best win of the two, right? If you're going to do the if you're doing the college football type compare and contrast,
Yeah.
Seattle and Denver, the best win of the two, I would say, is Denver winning on the road at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right? Then probably Seattle beating Pittsburgh.
But the consistency, the body of work matters to me more.
Seattle has been way more consistent. I agree
the
with
body
you.
of work. I mean, Seattle lost to the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are two five-win
playoff teams, yeah.
Two
Yeah.
5-win teams.
No.
So, I mean, I don't know what
That's a good argument.
People are hating on Seattle, and I don't know why. It's a top-tier defense, and their quarterback has more explosive pass plays, completions of 20 yards or more, than any other quarterback in the NFL.
Do you think it's because even despite leading the Vikings to, 14 wins last season, people still don't want to believe in Sam Darnold?
That's what it is. It's the last name. It's the last name on the back of the quarterback's jersey. It's the same thing with Indy. It's so unoriginal. It's so played out. Oh, this guy struggled in this place. He was a cast off on one of the New York football teams. If he couldn't be a franchise quarterback there, there's no way he can be good anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's that confirmation bias that we have based on our initial opinion of the player. And people need to get past that because this is a different version of Sam Darnold, just like it's a different version of Daniel Jones, just like it's a different version of Baker Mayfield. I don't know why Darnold and Daniel Jones can't get a little bit of that makeover like Baker Mayfield has had.
I think Daniel Jones can.
But they don't have it yet, and they deserve it.
Well, you put him number one, and so far we have not had an argument against that.
Yeah. Well, it's coming.
So far.
But we have people on this network saying they don't believe in the Indianapolis Colts. And the Colts have given you no reason not to believe in them. The one loss they had, they gave away that game to the Rams.
They did.
Literally gave it away. A.D. Mitchell was going in the end zone with the ball and dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line. They literally gave the game away.
Big time self-inflicted one.
Yeah.
Lucky Jonathan
They should be undefeated.
Phil in Virginia watching on ESPN2. 1 on, 1 off of Canty's Power Rankings. What do you got, Phil?
Why the disrespect for the Niners, Canty? Come on, man.
Because they're the 48ers. Because they're the 48ers.
The Rams.
Phil, it's because they're the 48ers. Again, these are not standards. They're power rankings. And when the 49ers beat the Seahawks, the 49ers had Brock Purdy, they had Nicky Bosa, they had Fred Warner. Yeah, they owned the Rams a couple of weeks ago on Thursday Night Football, but that was before the Fred Warner injury. I don't believe in this 49ers team because of all the injuries. It's not to be disrespectful to what they're trying to do. I think this is Kyle Shanahan's best coaching job since he's been in San Francisco, the fact that this team is as competitive as they are despite all of the losses. But I don't believe in the 49ers.
We're still holding teams under 20 points a game, the same as the Seahawks. So the defense is still the defense. The Falcons were supposed to be this super offense and unstoppable. Shut them down.
You're not holding teams under 20. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 weeks ago dropped 30 on you. So I don't know what you're saying.
I don't think that's why you have them as low or not on the list. If I could psychoanalyze it. I think they're not on your list because you actually don't believe in them enough when everybody's back. It's not about what they're doing now. I don't think you think that they're all of a sudden going to be so much better than a 5-2 team.
That's not my take.
Let me ask you that.
That is not my take.
Okay,
that is not my take.
Do you believe they're going to be significantly better if you're 5-2 now, and then I bring these guys back? Do you think they're going to be significantly
Fred
better?
Warner's not coming back. Nick Bosa's not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two of the best pressure players in the NFL. So as great as Rob Saleh is, I don't know that you can do enough to overcome those losses.
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to have to win the next 2 games at the Texans, at the Giants, and then beat the Rams on November 9th before they have a shot at getting in the power rankings, would be my bet.
I mean, they're banged up, and they beat the Falcons, who are coming off wins against the Commanders and the Bills.
Well, good luck figuring them out.
But I'm just saying.
No, understood. By the way, guys, NBA is back tonight. The defending champion Thunder hosts the Rockets. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. No move at coach. No move at quarterback. Status quo. Everything as is, because everything's going great.